Have you ever wondered what it feels like to carry a regret so deep that you pretend it doesn't exist? You smile through it, laugh around it, and tell yourself you're fine. But late at night, it quietly creeps back in. What if she feels that too? What if she regrets it, but will never, ever admit it? There's something haunting about unspoken regret. It's not loud or dramatic, it's quiet. It lingers in the spaces between messages never sent, in the memories she avoids, and in the stories she tells herself just to move on. She may act like she's over it, but deep down, there's a part of her that replays those moments in her head. You know, the ones where things could have gone differently. When we talk about her regret, we're not talking about something simple like missing a sale or forgetting to reply to a text. This is deeper. This is the kind of regret that hides behind confidence and laughter. She may post pictures that scream, "I'm fine," but her heart whispers a different story. The first look, where it all began. Let's go back to where it started. The first look. That moment when she first saw him and something inside her shifted. You know how it goes. The air feels different, your heartbeat catches for just a second, and suddenly the world seems quieter, but somehow louder at the same time. That's the kind of moment that imprints itself on you. For her, that first look was unexpected. She didn't plan to feel something that day. Maybe she didn't even believe in moments like that. But it happened, and she felt it, like time paused just for her to notice him. And from that second, everything that followed became a story she'd carry forever. What's interesting is, we often remember that first look more vividly than the last one, because the first one is filled with hope, curiosity, and that dangerous feeling that something real might begin. And maybe that's what she regrets most. Not the ending, but how much she felt in that very beginning. The connection that felt different. There's something magnetic about a connection that feels effortless. Conversations flow, laughter comes easy, and silences don't feel awkward, they feel safe. With him, that's what it was like. She didn't have to try so hard. She could just be. And when you find someone who makes you feel seen like that, it stays with you, even if everything else fades. At first, she probably didn't think much of it. Just another chapter, another story. But slowly, without realizing it, she started to care. And caring too much, that's always risky, isn't it? Because when it doesn't work out, that's where regret begins to plant its roots. She might say she's fine now, that she's moved on, that she doesn't think about it. But sometimes, when she hears a certain song or smells a familiar scent, she goes back to that time, just for a second, just enough to remember what it felt like to belong somewhere, even if it was temporary. And the mistakes that changed everything. Every story like this has a turning point, a moment when things start to slip away, even if you don't see it happening at first. Maybe it was pride, or timing, or a misunderstanding that grew too big to fix. Maybe it was both of them waiting for the other to reach out first. She'll never say it out loud, but she knows there were moments she could have handled differently. Times when she let her ego speak instead of her heart. Maybe she pushed him away before he had the chance to stay. Maybe she thought she was protecting herself, when in reality, she was just building a wall too high to climb back over. And now when she looks back, she realizes that regret doesn't always come from what someone did. It often comes from what they didn't do. The words she never said. The apology she never made, the truth she never admitted, the pretense of moving on. Now, if you saw her today, you'd think she's doing great. She laughs,
She works hard, she posts photos with friends, and she seems completely fine. But we all know that sometimes moving on doesn't mean forgetting. It just means learning how to carry the pain quietly. She might even talk about him like he was just someone she used to know, with that calm tone that hides everything underneath. But the truth is, deep down, there's still that small ache that surfaces when no one's watching. Regret doesn't shout, it whispers. And her whisper says, maybe I shouldn't have let him go. Still, she won't say it. Not to her friends, not even to herself. Because admitting regret feels like losing control. It's easier to pretend it doesn't matter. But pretending doesn't erase it. It just buries it deeper.
The lessons hidden in her silence. Every regret comes with a lesson, even if it's one we don't want to face. For her, maybe it's about realizing that silence can be louder than words, that sometimes saying what you feel is braver than holding it in. Because now she knows some people don't come back, no matter how much we wish they would. She's learned to smile again, to laugh again, to love again even. But a part of her remains cautious. That's what regret does. It doesn't just hurt, it changes us. It teaches us to be careful, maybe too careful. And that's the tragedy of it all. We protect ourselves so much that we forget how to truly let someone in again. But even through that regret, she's grown. She's stronger, more aware, maybe even more honest with herself now. She might never admit it out loud, but she knows that the version of her that loved him, the one who believed, who tried, who felt everything deeply, that version was real. And that matters.